Yo, what's poppin', everybody? What's good, YouTubers? I am ridiculously exhausted. Was on the phone talking to fam Eric. I didn't get a chance to talk to fam Alex. Actually, I did. Me and Isaiah were out eating, and I forgot to call him back. I had a lot of running around to do for my wife, and then other things. I am tired. Then I was looking at six simultaneously, whatever. I was looking at six of them. On whatnot, and as I was doing that, I was jocking off some more stuff in my book that I needed. Coming to find out, talking to fam Eric and looking at somebody else, like the last person I've been looking at up here on whatnot. All this time, all these years, I don't know how many times I saw and came across Wreckage and didn't have him, and I didn't even know. So Wreckage and Wreckage and Tiger Force. Well, he's Tiger Force, but Tiger Force Wreckage, which is the only one. And then there's Tiger Force Dial Tone. There's two dial tones, two variations. One, a painted face, and the other one, fleshy one. Same thing with Wreckage. So I actually have the painted face version already. And the guy that I brought both figures from, he actually had the molded tone, dial tone. And he actually had one of the Wreckages. So, I was lucky enough to get that. I did get the Tiger Force Outback. I was kind of hesitant, but the price was so cheap on it. I mean, he's in great condition, other than the fact that his backpack is broken. He doesn't come with his satchel. He doesn't come with his light, his flashlight, gun, and he has a busted crotch. But for $120 with the shipping, you figure $137. So let's say $140 for a Tiger Force Outback with all the white hair, vibrant blue bandana, no cracked elbows. The only thing on him that's missing is basically all his weapons, and he has a busted crotch. But I'll take that any day of the week. Over 2 years ago, there's one kid in Columbus. His boy always sets up in Columbus. He drives a blue Mercedes. Real nice guy. He deals with a lot of like the 134 and 163 scale, like different types of model cars and Hot Wheels, shit like that. And last year his boy kind of got me pissed off, so I told him about himself, and he knows I was mad because he kept promising me for a while that he was gonna bring the Tiger Force Outback. So I know he traded it or got rid of it. But when he had it for the 300, I should have brought it. But at that time, I didn't, I'm the kind of person that I'm like, I'll come across it. But lately, if it takes me a year or more to come across something, I'll just take what I get or I'll just buy it out. I was kind of reluctant, Jesus Christ, to, I can't talk tonight. To pick them up because I didn't want to pay $350, $400 for a Tiger Force Outback. That's fucking ridiculous. So it's gonna be hard to come across his weapons, but it's gonna be even harder to come across that flashlight and especially that crotch. But I'm pretty confident one day I'll come across it. Another whatnot seller, I actually purchased the Night Force Grizzly tank with the driver. It is missing the front cannon, and I know I've said this 100 times. My plan is not to keep buying vehicles where I need parts for. I shouldn't have, but it led up to me getting my hands on the 2003 Mobile Command Center because these individuals, I don't think I ever brought from them. I think it's called Jayton Toys out of Texas. Through Whatnot. Yes, I mentioned it a million times. I'm not dealing with Whatnot no more. And my plan was just to deal with people that I have purchased from. But, sometimes you can purchase from somebody and have all great everything. And all it takes is one person to steal a package off your door and turn that into a whole fucking another nightmare. Because I have stuff that's missing that showed it was delivered on the 17th and I never got it. So that's stuff that's missing. And I still haven't reported it yet, which I'm going to go ahead and do. That's fucking nuts. And the individual told me that he was gonna most likely ship it out Wednesday or Thursday. because he wants to make sure that the Tiger Force Grizzly tank and now the 2003 mobile command center, it's secured, and it's, it's going to be packaged very well, so I can hopefully get all that in one piece. So fingers crossed to that, and that will help out my collection a lot. Outside of that, I had a fucking tremendous, like the best selling day I've ever had in the history of me selling in flea markets yesterday. Is it still? Yeah, it's still Sunday. So yeah, yesterday being Saturday, my Scottish Mike, he brought 2 items for me because I was gonna sell my, up here you can see it, the Blue Thunder, helicopter. I was gonna sell that. I picked it up for $100 from a guy named Paul in Paul's Toy Room or Toy Chest. And yeah, I picked up from him for $100. Even though one of the landing gears is broken, it is a very scarce piece. But Scottish Mike, he is more on the frugal side, which I can understand why. He wasn't gonna offer me quite what I paid for it, so I kept that out of a lot of other stuff I've sold. And he actually was like, "Yo, listen, I know I have the pilot somewhere." He gifted me the pilot, and he sold me the Glinda, which is like the UK version of Scarlet. I'm gonna show you guys that. That was basically what I got yesterday. I didn't even walk around. I went to use the restroom. I didn't walk around because everybody who was walking around, I trust them and know them, and they were all like, "Yo, it's nothing out here." Everybody was saying the same thing, and I was like basically the pinnacle of anybody who's gonna buy toys and stuff to sell to shows or whatever. I was the man. I mean, I had anybody who was buying brought for me, and I made a lot of fucking money. I'm talking about, listen, I made a lot of fucking money yesterday. A lot of fucking money. That's all I'm gonna say. Yeah, a lot. And it was shocking, I mean, I've been making some decent money, 4 or 5 grand here, there, and there from, stuff I've been buying and this and that. And I only took out like maybe 75% of the truck. I still had all the clothes and hats and other stuff that I didn't touch, and then I had some other toys that didn't even come out. Maybe about 3 to 4 bins, maybe more, because it was just me and Isaiah. And I had some of my friends, some people help, like Ushwe, a couple guys that helped us out. And I was like, "Yo, Isaiah, listen, it was way too much shit." And I'm like, "Yo, I'm not taking the rest of the stuff out." So not only did I make my money back, I made a ridiculously huge fucking profit. And I still have a whole trailer full of shit. So that is crazy. So I could start selling shit even way cheaper than what I was asking. I mean, what I was getting. I mean, this whole week supposed to rain. Normally around late March and around mid-April is when I start doing my garage sales, which I normally do them on Fridays, and then sometimes I do them on Sundays. So I'm going to start going back to that because, I want to kind of clear up the garage, move shit around, et cetera, et cetera. So yeah, that's my plan. And with all these toys I have, I may just start putting a lot of them out because I think I could do a very good job on selling like that if I just post, hey, toy garage sale or whatever. Hey, I may even go as far as maybe hiring somebody to do like not an open house, but what they call that thing where people come in. I don't know yet, but I may just go ahead and do that. I mean, I'm still stuck between a rock and a hard place with that. Maybe I'll do that and just set my garage up or just have everything out. I don't know. Maybe I don't know. I'll figure that out. I'll cross that bridge when I get to it. But I don't know. But I really don't want to pay nobody to do that because then they take a percentage of it. So if let's say I make $7,000 or $8,000. They're gonna take about half of that or close to half of it. So let's say if I make 8,000, I'm probably putting like 38 to 42 if I'm lucky in my pocket, and then they're getting the rest of it, which it's not bad because they're doing all the work and stuff like that. But why should? Yeah, it just don't make no sense. I mean, I do this stuff anyway. I'm just better off doing this shit myself, hosting it myself, and I don't know. I'll figure that out. But and then today, being Sunday, If it's still Sunday, that is. Yeah, it's still Sunday. March 30th, 2025. So Friday I did go to Collinswood. I even went inside to see that kid Darren, whatever his name is, that runs the his own shop. I didn't buy anything from him. He had nothing. A lot of toys, but nothing I wanted. Even if I was still collecting stuff I was collecting that I sold, he didn't have anything for me there. I think I picked up a black Cabbage Patch Kid. And I picked up some models that actually sold on Saturday. I did very well with them. And I think I had 8 of them, and I sold them all between $15 and $20 a piece. So that was fucking nuts for something that I paid $18 for 8 of them. I made almost more than almost 5 times my money on them. Probably more than that. And I think one Marvel Legend figure, and some other figures. Some other stuff. I don't even remember. It wasn't that much stuff. And I was like, oh, maybe I should go to Englishtown, but I didn't know if Englishtown opened on Fridays or not. So I was like, fuck it. So I didn't go. And of course, yesterday I just told you guys what happened there. Then from there, today I went to Columbus. This is probably one of the first times, or at least first time in a long time, that I've actually walked out of Columbus with almost nothing. I actually got a box full of 40-gallon heavy-duty contractor trash bags. I got that. A Marvel Legend figure. A figure, it was $2. And Isaiah got 2 chicken kebabs. And I think that's it. I literally got nothing. But, I didn't fret because, about 15 minutes away, you had the New Egypt flea market, and my plan was to go back to that guy and something toy, the big kid toy store, something like that, because last week he wasn't there, but the girlfriend was, and she was really tough on the prices, and I just didn't, whatever. But I went back to try to make a deal for the Panache Castle of Lions, and that Gyadokin, you see it in a minute, Shogun Warrior, whatever guy. And yeah, so there you have it. And then went back to Mike, and I wound up buying, I think I got like 3 vehicles from him. I think 1 or 2 of them I have. I was wondering, but thank God for YouTube again, because YouTube helped me out. Listen, you can't remember everything. You can't know it all. Even if you are collecting a certain line. Sometimes you become a better collector by fucking up a lot, which I've done hundreds of times. Obviously, I keep buying the same 120 figures like 200 or 300 fucking times. I did the same thing today a couple of times. I don't mind talking about it because, listen, it is what it is. So obviously, I'm going to show you guys what I got. And so Mike, he gave me a good deal on what I got from him. And then I went back to his boy in the Big Kid Toy Store. Finally set it right. And we made that deal on this stuff. He's very tough on his prices. He's not the kind of person that likes to negotiate his price. Fair enough, it is what it is, man. It's your stuff, whether you're at a convention, a flea market, a yard sale, a garage sale, whatever it is. It's your merchandise, your product. You ask what you want to ask, and if you don't get what you want, you just don't sell it or whatever. It is what it is. I respect that, but sometimes it's the way you come out and stuff like that. But whatever, they ain't come out nasty or rude, but it is what it is. So let's get to it. And then I went to Dave over in Hidden Treasures, and which is in the Zombie Mall, aka the Livingston piece of shit mall. And did a deal with him. I picked up 2 out of 3 items. One item I purposely got because I knew I had it. The other item I wasn't too sure. I knew I had the figures loose, but I didn't realize I had them on card because I love that set so much. But now I have an extra set. But I got a good deal on both pieces. I will say what I paid for both pieces. He's a store, and whatever. So yeah, I'm gonna talk about that. that's gonna be the last thing I show you guys because that's the last thing I picked up before me and Isaiah came home. So today was yesterday we had to go to malls. We went to the Short Hills Mall because I screwed up. I should have just went to American Dream, but I thought that the Mills Mall had a Apple store in it. They didn't. So we wound up driving to the Short Hills Mall, which is like right by the Livingston Mall, like maybe like 10 minutes away. Better mall than Livingston, not as good as the Mills Mall, and we got there most of the time they closed. So he had to send out his, he had obviously warranty because I paid $600 for them fucking Apple headphones. So they did send them out so they can be fixed. I'm happy because I was thinking about breaking his fucking neck, being that I paid $600 for those things for Christmas. And he loves those headphones. So hopefully he'll take better care of them. But it's a defect, a manufacturing defect, not his fault, which is shockingly surprising. Why is Cobra Commander passed out on the floor? This guy's always fucking falling. Let me tell you guys, them Super 7 figures are garbage. The Super 7 G.I. Joes and stuff. I mean, I've heard people talk about how hard it is to stand the Super 7 Turtles. And that's why a lot of people said they like the NECA ones better for articulation and standing. But some people said they like the Super 7 Turtles better because they're more accurate to the cartoon. Yada, yada, yada. Everything's always a catch-22, right? But from my experience, I've held and touched and had a couple of different Super 7 figures. And I'm going to tell you, I think they're garbage. I personally think that the figures, they look nice, but they stand shitty. Just like the Black Major G.I. Joes. Some of them are badass looking, but once you're touching them and you put them near other G.I. Joes or you try to put them on stands, the quality of them are just shit. You can tell it's a custom. I mean, the paint's not runny, but they are shitty fucking figures. You can't get past that. It ain't no sugarcoating, ain't no catch-22. They're garbage. They look nice, but they're garbage. And if you want to spend, for every 8 or 9 of them you buy at $10, $15 each, think of, some G.I. Joe or G.I. Joe vehicles in the real G.I. Joe line that you can buy with the money you're wasting on on them garbage. That's why I don't give a fuck. I don't plan on buying anymore. I think I got like 46 or 48. I know I got close to 50 of them. If I can find somebody who'll give me $300 for all of them, I might just take it and take the loss. They're shitty. They look nice, but once you go to touch them, they're fucking just horrible. They're disgusting. I don't think I'll buy anymore. No. I could use my money on other shit. So, let's get to it, right? Let's see what we're working with first. What did I pick up in... Actually, let me show you guys this first. So, this is what I got from Scottish Mike yesterday, but I was too tired to do the video. Action Force. I'm not going to go into details and say how or where he gets it from. It's none of nobody's business. But this is... and it's got the working kickstand. And of course, look at her, Glinda, aka Scarlet, or Scarlet, aka UK or European Scarlet. Really, really nice condition. I hook him up, he hooked me up, so that's a blessing because he could have easily got more for this, and he hooked the brother up. So I am proud to show that. I was too tight yesterday because, like I said, me and Isaiah, we did go to the Hills whatever mall, and that's after we went to the Mills Mall. And yeah, so there you have that. And she is complete because here is her crossbow, and more importantly, her sidecar. So it is actually complete. Gave it to me for a good deal. There you have it. So there you have that. And then, of course, this is, I think, supposed to be the pilot for the Blue Thunder. I don't know if this is Roy Schachner's character or the co-pilot, but he did hook me up with it anyway, so that's pretty dope. So thanks again, Scottish Mike. Yeah. Don't need that. He hooked me up. He knows he doesn't like or collect G.I. Joes himself, so pretty dope. And that's from today. All the rest of this stuff's from today. Let me see if I can find anything in here that I did pick up from Columbus before I talk about the New Egypt stuff. I know I got this from Mike. I gotta clean all this stuff. I know I definitely didn't have this one, and this one I thought I didn't have because I thought I had the tan one, but now think about it, I think it's the tan one I needed, not the silver one. So yeah, I made that mistake a couple weeks ago. I almost made that mistake, and today I definitely made that mistake. So I'm trying to figure out where the hell is the figure that I picked up. Cause I know I picked up a figure from Columbus, but I think that was the only thing I got. So give me a second here. Maybe I don't know. Maybe it's somewhere else. Regardless of where it is, I guess it's not. It really has no relevance. I almost said that wrong. I'm telling you guys, I'm tired. When I'm tired, I really can't speak. But there was a figure. I don't know where the hell the damn figure is. It must be downstairs somewhere. It's not up here, which is very odd, but whatever. All right, so whatever the fuck it was a Marvel figure. It was only one figure, and I know I got it from Tall Dan, because there's two Dan, well, a couple Dans there. But Tall Dan, he always has that huge, beautiful truck and big, long ass fucking trailer. Real quiet, real humble, real nice guy. And really cool kid. And yeah, so let's talk about the stuff I got from Mike. Then we'll talk about the stuff that I got from his friend. I've already forgot his name. So yeah, this stuff I got from Mike. He gave me a good deal on these things. And we might as well talk about this. I'll talk about that one last from him. So this is the one that I thought I needed, the tan one, and I thought I had the tan one, and this is the one that I actually had. Yes, I know about my fucking books. Yes, I should have took the book, especially knowing where I was going. I know. So this is my fucking fault. There's nobody else's but mine. So it's the tan one to this one that I need. I already have this chrome one, which is up there. He had 15 on this one. I forgot what I paid for this shit. To be out for all this stuff, but gave me a good deal on it. I would like to take off the price because I'm just gonna keep it anyway. I mean, can I probably take it back and ask him if he'll take it back? I don't like doing that, so I'm not. I mean, I'm pretty sure he probably would and wouldn't give a fuck, but why? So there you have it. I don't like returning shit. Then this one. I know I needed this one because I thought I had this one already, which is more like the Cobra. I don't know if it's a Crimson one or whatnot, but now I have it, so I gotta put it in my book. And yes, I should have took my my whatchamacallit, but I didn't forget. I purposely left it home just because I didn't think I would need it. Because I'm like, whatever I get in Columbus Flea Market, if I find G.I. Joes and other stuff anyway, it don't really matter if I have it or not because I'm most likely going to get it for a discount because of whatever reason anyway. So I don't need the fucking book. I knew there was no toy shows I was going to go to, so again, I didn't need the books. And I already looked at everything at the Big Kid toy store right next to Mike. And I knew I was only going there to try and negotiate the Castle of Lions and that Godokin, whatever fucking guy. Anyway, unless he put out new shit, which today he did put out something. I mean, he did have some other stuff, but they said they're going to go home and test it and figure it out, whatever. So, that's that. Everything was on point. And when I saw this, I was like, oh yeah, I need that. And then I got carried away because I'm like, oh shit, I need this one too. Forgetting that it's the tan camo one I need, not this one. So, that was my screw up. That I have an extra one of that. But I did get this. So yeah, to that. Now this, thanks to me watching YouTube, why YouTube is so important, even though there's a lot of hypocrites and hypocrisy bullshit that goes on YouTube. Once people start mentioning communities, I try to stay away because I've been in a lot of communities over years. A couple different statue communities full of shit people. Hot Toy 1/6 scale community. Angry, hateful, full of shit people. So I'm not into no communities no more. If somebody's in the community, they can help me out, so be it, fine. But other than that, I will never join. I don't give a fuck how much I love GI Joes. I will not join no GI Joe forums or GI Joe communities, because when I hear the word community, it just turns me off and it leaves a nasty taste in my mouth, because it's a lot of hypocrisy, a lot of bullshit, and I just don't trust or like that shit. So to make that shit, it is what it is. This one, again, still thanks to YouTube. If you don't know, just look at the lettering and you can tell this is actually the Melloway his tank. I had no knowledge of this. I'm not gonna sit here and lie. I don't remember it. If I did, I have no knowledge of remembering this thing. Sometimes I'm like, wait a minute, I know. I think the 25th anniversary did one like that. I think they did a black one too, so that's why it's easy for me to get confused. And why I got confused, forgetting that the original black one, all they did with the Melloway was they gave you white lettering. And I remembered that because I was looking at a couple of videos this week as I was sitting here going through these books and trying to make sure I stop making a mistake of keep buying the same fucking figure over and over again, and making sure my books are updated as correctly as they're gonna ever be. Not to mention I had to take things out of those two horrible books and put it in that other shitty book. Anyway, so now I gotta go ahead and, but this one, and there's another video vehicle I have here that I have to make sure it's the other his tank, the red one I got from my boy Tim 2 weeks ago. That one does need the black SMS rocket thing to the back of it, but this one is complete. Again, this one also has some markings on the bottom down here as well, as you can see, but I don't really give a shit about that. It displays well. I don't plan on selling this stuff, and if I do, somebody's buying a whole fucking collection anyway. But it's got to be clean. This is what I was talking about when I say, like, a lot of white folks, you guys are infamous for taking stuff to, garage sales, yard sales, flea markets, I can understand. Because, hey, you could be like, hey, you just got it, or hey, it came out of a storage unit. But when you have a store, or if you're at a toy convention and you have dirty stuff and you want high-end prices for it, it's kind of fucking retarded. It's redundantly retarded, if there's ever such word. Because it's just like a lot of people that go to the flea market and they sell stuff that's collectible and they know it's worth money. And if it's on card, the card is beat to shit, but they say, hey, it's like $300 on eBay. I'm only asking $150. Yeah, but you're asking $150 for something that's considered, brand new used, because I can't display a damaged card or box. But some people don't think like that. They don't give a shit. And it's the same thing. It's like, if you have a store, clean your stuff. Like, and there's always these overly heavyweight, hard breathing people. They're always the ones that do this. Don't get me wrong, Mike's stuff, and I'm not taking up for him and going on his boy because his boy ain't really give me a great discount. No, I'm just letting you know from the gate. And the reason I'm bringing that up is to let you know from the gate. His stuff is relatively better organized because he's a bigger store and have less merchandise in it. That could be a big part of it. But does this have dust to it? Yes. But a lot of times you see people selling stuff and they're just like, they're fucking nuts. They're all over the place. But I'm gonna get to that in a second. Let me just finish this up. So he also gave me this. Well, he didn't give me this. I paid for this. It is missing the proof of purchase right in the middle, but it's still on card. And being that it was on card, I want it for the artwork. It is Battle Corps Snowstorm. I think the other one is the one that's worth money, but he gave it to me for a good deal. I think I paid a certain price for all 4 of these items. I'm not gonna say what I paid for them because it's nobody's business. Because I mentioned his name and his store, and now nobody's like, oh, I seen the guy on YouTube, and he was and you gave him a great deal. Then it kind of like, it's kind of harassment and embarrassing to him because he's like, damn, why this guy couldn't keep his mouth shut, and now he can't. Now this guy comes in because of him. And now he's like, hey, well, you gave this guy a good deal. You think you can do the same? You know what I'm saying? It just doesn't seem right. And nor is it anybody's business. And just because somebody give you a great deal on something doesn't mean that you should go and tell the whole fucking world. You know what I mean? And that's why I don't really like doing that. Because people are envious and some people may say some stupid shit. or whatever. And then they go there. Then the person is like, oh shit, you mentioned your name. And they're like, well, it's not like the person lying, because how did he know that I gave this guy this stuff for a great discount? Now, not only will he stop discounting me, but then he may stop discounting other individuals just because of that experience he had, because some people are dickheads. You know what I mean? So to avoid that, that's everything I got from him. So today I got 4 items from Mike over in New Egypt Mall. I got these 2 things, which this one should have been the tan one, but that is my mistake, not nobody else's. And of course the Melloway white lettered his tank. Hasbro with their variations, right? And of course I just showed you guys this. Sealed on card with the proof of purchase. Cut it out, but doesn't matter. All right, now going back to this boy, as I said last week, I was trying to get a deal. This week, he kept the price that his girl said. He wasn't going to do less than that on both of these items. But, you know, this is why people always say, yo, you always have dope shit. Everybody tells me that, and I'm like, yeah. And my favorite word for that is always not thanks. It's always, yeah, but you guys don't like to pay for stuff. And everybody laughs. Everybody laughs or chuckles at it. Even if they do buy from me, I get some people that say, yeah, I always buy from you. And I'm like, yeah, but, you know, you guys still want everything for nothing. Or whatever, you know what I mean? But, yeah, everybody always tells me that, whether I make money or not, whether I do relatively great like I did yesterday, or do okay, or I made money. Just, it is what it is. You know, everybody's always like, yo, you always have the best shit. I take pride in everything I sell. Only time my stuff's going to be dingy or dirty is if I'm extremely tired. I have a truck, like a rental truck, and I have a lot of shit, and I literally had a hard day cleaning all the stuff out, putting in the truck, knowing I'm going to the market the next day or two, and I just keep the truck and I'm exhausted. That's the only way my stuff will look a little mad or shit is dingy or whatever. That's the only time. And even then, I have good stuff, because I've never sold a bootleg DVD, bootleg VHS tape, used cassette tapes. Everything I always sold has always been real CDs, tapes, all that. You know, all the bootleg, like clothing and sneakers, Jordans, all that, I put them in clothing bins, or I donate them. I don't sell that stuff, because I can never understand why people go to the flea market and they have real sneakers, real Jordans, real Nikes, real Uptowns, and then I have another unit that have a whole bunch of fake sneakers. They put everything on a table, and now they got people who collect the stuff. They're looking at them funny. You know, I'm a guy who shop with my eyes, as you can see. And it's like, I look at it as common sense. Like, why the fuck should somebody buy something from you? Yeah, you know, we know the business that we're all in, but why would you sell bootleg stuff? I don't even do that in my garage sales. I throw all that shit away. I do not mix anything bootlegged or copied like that with original or real shit. Just to not deal with the headache and the legal consequences of it, I throw everything away or donate it. You know, because I don't like that shit around me. You know what I'm saying? So anyhow, so outside of that, let's go to what I picked up from the guy, Mike's boy at the big kid toy store. So this is the Castle Lions. Whoa, it opened up. Okay, that's a good thing. It didn't break. It is dirty. This gun here, I may replace it later on in a later time, because a lot of the chrome is actually coming off of it. The other one, the chrome is better. The castle is actually in relatively decent condition. And as you see here, this is the price he had on it, $300. Missing 2 small top guns. So those are the guns that go in here. This is gonna clean up nice. It is extremely white. Like, you see the colors is not discolored, which is a good thing. It just needs to be cleaned very well, which I'm gonna do that. While this video is loading, I'm gonna watch videos and I'm gonna do that. There is some sticker issues on some of it, but being that it was a loved toy, I did, when I was at Mike's, I did do some comps on this and realized that they're all around 2 or over 200 sold, and not even in this condition. Right here with it, I think there's like some kind of red sticker that's supposed to go over this or whatever. That's actually missing and whatnot. But the cool thing about this is it's actually intact. None of the hinges is broken. These things does snap back in. which is a good thing. I did look at a couple of comps and they were terrible, but they still sold. Not even asking, but sold. One sold for 200 and like I think $19 or something like that, and it had a big hole and a crack around the top of this, and it still sold. And it's ironically funny because I didn't have a lot of stuff, but I had enough stuff. I did have this like 2 years ago, a little over 2 years, somewhere around the time when my brother passed away. I did have one of these because I had the Panache Voltron and some of the figures and stuff. I didn't have as much. I basically have almost the whole Panache Voltron collection. And at that time, so at that time, this was not going for much. I think I brought out to the flea market a couple times. I don't even remember where I got rid of it from, but wherever I got rid of it, nobody wanted it. It was hard for me to get rid of this thing, and now all of a sudden, this thing is like $350, $250, over $200. Because when I went to ZoloCon, like what, a month ago now or something like that. Yeah, about a month, because I was literally home that week from surgery. So it was that Sunday. I went to ZoloCon down at the about to say the Escape, the resort down in PA, and I had fun even though I was in a lot of fucking pain. And my daughter was mad at me because I had to ditch her. I ditched her because she went with me to the flea market Saturday. It kept getting on my fucking nerves, and we went to the Wayne toy show. And Sunday I purposely ditched her by waking up early and making sure I left the house. And her and my wife was pissed off with me for like that whole week. But as usual, they got over it. And yeah, so, this thing I got. And yeah, so it is what it is. And, I paid $400. You're like, how you pay $400 and this is $300? Well, relax. Hold on a second. I paid $250 for that. That's the same price they quoted me last week. I was hoping he would do $200 instead of $300, but he wasn't gonna budge. Mine didn't have the cheers, and I think there was some other stuff mine didn't have. But this has the computer. I mean, it has all the accessories outside of the two guns missing, which is a big win for this. And the key. So all that's there, and you're probably like, wait a minute, isn't there a piece missing? Oh no, it's right here. Now this, it looks like it is a little sun faded on this side, but that just could be dirt. And right here, the stickers, you see it's worn here, and this side isn't. But for a toy that's over 40 years old that was played with, you can't complain. And why I paid, again, that was $250. They was not budging with anything less than that. This one, he was actually selling a lot less than the other one. The other one had repo stickers on it, and this one did have the crotch sticker here, and it has these stickers here, and the silver around the arms are intact and good. And it's funny because they had this one priced at $125, and they had the other one priced at $25 more, which is ironic because the other one, it did have the stickers that went down here, and this is reflective. The other one is a repo, so the reflective gold is actually like almost matte. It had the piece sticking out, and it didn't even have the latch. And again, this one is in better condition. And it had this piece. The other one just had that piece of the arm. It didn't have this. They didn't have this red piece at all. It was just whatever was the stub of that this locks into. And then here, you see that it has the button, and the fist goes in here. So this is missing the fist and some missiles. I didn't realize that this has. I guess it has other missiles because I don't think these missiles go in here. And this is the one that I think this is the one I'm missing. I hope it's the one I'm missing. Yeah, because these missiles are round, and I don't think these... Nah, these don't go in there. Yeah, I should have known anyway. And the reason why I always kept these around, because I was hoping. But, so now, whatever missile or thing that goes in here, I got to get that piece and this piece. But, no cracks, no nothing. And now, I basically am virtually complete with these guys. And again, they... Oh... So this is the one he had 150 on. I feel stupid. I thought it was the other. I thought that was the other one. But anyway, this is still a better one. So that would explain why this was $25 more than the other one. But if you think of 150 and 300, that's already $450. So even though some people are like, well, he's kind of funny with his prices. When you think about it, he didn't have to do that, not to placate him or nothing. So you think of 300 here. Wait, where is the sun? There you go. So if you think of 300 and 150, that's already $450. So $450 here, and $45 on this casket, as you see the price there. So 45, 150 is 195, 195, and 300 is $495. So $495. So he basically took off $95. So I feel even better than I did before. So he took off $95. I got this, that gold dope, whatever, the fucking big vinyl Shogun guy, and the Castle of Lions for $400. You know, I'd have preferred if he did $200 on the castle, $100 on this, making that $3, and then the same $20 or $25 on the whatchamacallit. That'd have been better. But of course, anybody who, you know, that's what you want to, that's where you want to be at. But being that I'm a collector, it was actually, being that I'm collecting this stuff and I'm a collector, is actually a good pickup. But for resale, I mean, you know, if that's the price he had on it and he still knocked off 400, I mean, he still knocked off almost basically $100, $95. Your profit margin isn't that big, but you can still make a couple of bucks. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. Because I'm pretty sure somebody could have probably got, you know, be like, hey, I want $250 for this. And somebody be like, would you take $190 or $200? Somebody probably would. Because they'll look it up, do the comps, and realize, okay, I just need that piece and the fist, and it's in great condition otherwise. So somebody probably would have thought that. And then as far as the Castle of Lions go, I don't know. Being that it had almost everything, maybe I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I'm pretty sure somebody would have still been at the 200 on that. I'm not too sure. This, I don't think nobody would have gave two shits about that, to be honest. I mean, I still think somebody would have thought 20 is probably too much for this, just because if they're a reseller, you know what I'm saying? So, that's all of that, but I did not forget the stuff I got from Hidden Treasures. So let me show you guys that real quick. So, I like this thing so much, but let me show you guys. I'm not going to even lie to you. It's actually, let me see if I can show it's right here. Right here, this Vala versus Venom. This set right here, which is the Cobra Imperial Procession, which comes with Cobra Commander with Throne, like 4 of the same, you know, troops, and the Baroness. And Dave gave me this for a good price. He had 100 on it. I didn't pay 100, and I got it because I mean I know I had this complete, but I thought I had it loose. I wasn't too sure, nor did I remember that I had it sealed. And I'm looking at it right there. I have a sealed one and a loose one upstairs. I mean, I have a sealed one up there, and I have a loose one as well. So now I have an extra set. This was what I was talking about earlier in this video when I said, well, I made a purpose. I don't know if I finished it by saying I made a purpose and an in-purpose pickup. Even though I did get this thing twice, because I already have one, this wasn't it. Especially considering that the price is significantly different between the both of them. This, I thought it was a tan one I had. Even he thought it was, but it was actually the gray one. But no harm, no foul. For $10, you can't beat it. I'll have a second one. Who gives a shit, right? It's not going to bother me. This, now I have 3 complete sets. 2 sealed, But I'll probably take this somewhere and barter it. Maybe I'll go to a toy show, keep this around, and maybe do a trade with somebody later on. Maybe maybe if I can do a trade making like $70, $80, like especially if I can do not only what I paid for it, but if I can gain a couple of more bucks to trade this to somebody who may need it or whatever, even better. So I'm gonna hold on to it because again, like I said 100 times, I don't like returning stuff. So this was the purpose purchase, and I'm gonna tell you guys why, just in case you don't know. Now I looked at my book, and I do already have these guys, obviously. And I think this is from '94, right? Yep, 1964 to 1994, Hasbro toys. So yeah, but there's different. I think the soldier and the obviously the soldier and the marine are the only two that's exactly the same. But they released, I think they released all five of them in the single commemorative packaging. It's like a real small booklet. It looks kind of like a NECA, like how NECA do their figures in a box where you open up the flap. Same color, it's black, but there is no window. The window is when you open up the flap. It's like a Velcro flap where they all come individual. So that the cards are probably about yay big, probably about yay thick, and probably from like I said, probably from like right here to about right here. That's how big they are because they come individually. And being at this, I don't know why they put this. They added so much to this, but I guess they did that because the capsule, they wanted to make sure that it stays in correctly. I mean, securely. I don't know what's in the rest of this, but you have here the capsule for the astronaut, and then you have the pilot. You got the Army, U.S. Marine, and you have the diver along with the astronaut, which comes with the capsule. So, and it says exclusive commemorative edition. And this, he had $140 on it. I didn't pay $140 neither. I got both of these. I got this and the procession set for a very, very good price. I'm not going to go into details and say what, because I'm just not going to do that. I was going to say it, but nah, even though he's a store, no, I'm not going to do that because he's a friend. And so here it says the same thing. It says again. So I'm guessing they got some weapons here, but I'm guessing in the back somewhere it's probably like a bag that got all that stuff in it. I don't know if it's individual or just one big whatchamacallit. But here it says Action Soldier, Army Infantry, Action Marine Corps Commando. Then you got Action Sailor, Navy Frogman, which is considered like a SEAL. Then you have the Action Pilot, Air Force Fighter Pilot. Then you have the Action Pilot Astronaut. So, yeah. And, yeah, it's pretty cool. So, I purposely got this because I like the packaging. And I think this... I know he comes in black. I don't know if this... I think these three on the bottom, maybe different color variations or whatever. But still, no, I got it anyway. Just because, color variations and it being in a box. So I purposely brought that one, and purposely or not on purpose, I got the other procession thing. But whatever, if somebody else needs one, so be it. If not, I'll probably take it somewhere and try to trade it off for some other stuff. Maybe somebody might make a deal on it. Maybe somebody may say, nah, I'll pass. You never know. But you never know. So thanks for watching, and catch you guys later, and hopefully I'll find something during the week, and if not, then I see you guys when I see y'all. Peace out.